Hey, welcome back. We're here with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be reviewing my Tesmanian Frunk cooler for my Tesla Model Y. I've had this cooler for about 8 months now. I've taken it on multiple road trips all over to Utah, Oregon, everywhere, and I want to give you my honest thoughts and opinions on my experience with this cooler. First, I want to talk about the exterior features. So obviously, as you can see, there's two handles on the top with the Velcro straps so you can hold it together. There's also handles on each side of the cooler, which makes it very easy to lift up out of the frunk. And it also comes with this nice shoulder strap, which is padded, has sturdy, strong clips that clip into each side. There's also clips on the front here as well. So this is considered a soft cooler. It does have a shape and it's very durable. So it's not a hard-sided cooler, it is soft. You also have the Tesmanian logo etched into the top here, which is a nice feature. And on the exterior, you have a zipper. The zipper is a T shape, which allows it to go right between your fingers, which makes it a lot easier to pull on the zipper. I can't imagine having like a regular zipper where you have to pinch it to try and pull it open. This one's obviously a thick zipper. Now, when I first unboxed this cooler for the first time, and I tried to pull the zipper open, it was very difficult. It wasn't until I opened the cooler I realized that it comes with zipper lubricant, which is just grease that you can put all along here to help the zipper move a lot easier. Once we did that, then the cooler was a lot easier to open. All right, now let's go over the interior features of this cooler. So we talked about the zipper. Ta-da! I'm just kidding. We have this metal basket that it comes with, which is really nice because it helps keep everything organized. And I learned the hard way that when you put food down in a cooler of ice and the ice starts to melt, then that water seeps into your food and ruins it. So this basket helps keep all the food elevated up above the ice, and you can put a layer of ice in here and then put the basket on top of the ice. That makes it a lot more organized. One thing I do want to point out is I want to measure the inside of this because it's a pretty shallow cooler. It's not as deep as what it looks on the outside. So if we measure the inside, we're only getting just under 7 inches of depth. So what that means is by the time you put a 10-pound bag of ice in here, you've already lost half of your storage in your cooler. So that obviously reduces your space, and that happens with any cooler that you own, but this one in particular is already fairly shallow as it is because it has to fit in the frunk. So that's something to keep in mind, and if you're going on a long road trip with multiple people, this probably isn't the cooler for you. But there's just 2 of us, and it works perfectly for when we go on trips that are 3 to 6 days or so. And then on the longer road trips, we have to replenish the ice. So when we replenish the ice, we stop at a gas station on our road trips. And by the way, this is a perfect time to do this while you're supercharging. A lot of superchargers will be next to a gas station, so this is the best opportunity to take advantage of doing that while you're supercharging so that you can knock out multiple things at once. But we replenish the ice in here about every 2 to 3 days depending on the climate. When we went to Utah, it was able to stay cold for at least 3 days or so without replenishing the ice, but you want to make sure you keep an eye on it. And so the interior of the cooler is very padded inside. Again, it is a soft cooler, but it has a very durable structure, so it's a good quality build. The cooler also does come with 3 ice packs, which is really convenient, and that covers it for the interior. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so to give you the dimensions of this, so we'll just call it 24 inches wide, 14 inches deep, 10.5 inches high. So those are your dimensions. Now let's talk about the price. So this cooler is $199, and on the Tesmanian website, they do have a code for 10% off. So you can find this in the link in my description below. Click the link, that's where you can get your cooler. They do make this for all models of Teslas, so use the link below in the description to get yours, and you can use the 10% off code on the Tesmanian website. The pros of this cooler is obviously it fits in the frunk very nicely. It's designed specifically for the frunk, so that's a plus. It's also very easy to carry with multiple handles and options for that. The metal basket inside keeps my food organized, which I really appreciate, rather than just throwing everything in the ice. It's very durable, very high quality build, very sturdy. Depending on the climate that you're in, it does keep your food cold for several days in a row. And It's very easy to clean. Those are all the pros of this cooler. Now let's get into the cons and some of my honest opinions and thoughts on this thing. My biggest pet peeve with this cooler is once it sits in the frunk and you open it, you have to hold the lid open with one hand while you get what you want with the other hand. This is a mild inconvenience or annoyance when I need to fish through the ice to pull out the food or drink that I want. If you take the cooler out of the frunk, obviously you don't have this problem because you can just open the lid all the way up and back. But in my case, I don't bother with pulling it out of the frunk because it's kind of heavy with the ice and stuff in it. So it's just easier for me to open the frunk and then get what I want and close it. So given the limitation of the size of the frunk, it's too shallow because by the time you add the layer of ice, you've already reduced the amount of space by half. In my opinion, it's too shallow for a cooler. Yes, it's nice, it fits in the frunk, but it's too shallow, especially if you have multiple people that you're traveling with or you're going for a long period of time. This isn't the type of cooler for that. So when you first unbox this cooler, you're going to notice that the zipper is really difficult to use, and it still can be a little bit difficult when the cooler is situated down in the frunk because you're kind of leaning over the car and then you have to pull the zipper around the frunk. So it's a little difficult to do, but I think if it were a dual zipper where it could open from the middle and open to each side, I think that might be a little bit easier than just having a single zipper. Those are the biggest cons to this cooler. Other than that, I've had it for 8 months and I've used it on all of our road trips and it's worked out perfectly fine. I think that it's done its job. If you're interested in getting this cooler for yourself, I've linked it in the description below where you can get yours. This is their version 2 model. They actually have 2 different kinds, but this is the second version or the latest version of it. So click the link below to grab your cooler from there. As always, I appreciate you watching my YouTube videos. I have a bunch of other videos on my channel of all of our Tesla camping adventures. If you want to check that out, check it out here. I've linked everything in the description, all my videos, all the gear that I use, everything that I use and that you see in my videos is linked in the description. If you want to check out my other videos on my channel, I have trips from Los Angeles to Utah, Los Angeles to Redwood National Park and up into Oregon, Death Valley National Park, Alabama Hills, and several other state parks. So go check that out. There's a lot of great content in there, and I look forward to making more of this content for you guys. And I appreciate the support very much. Please like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. I always appreciate your support, and I look forward to making more content just like this. We'll see you in the next one.